Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie. Today I'm doing the stay-at-home book tag. I wasn't tagged by anyone, but I just wanted to do this. I've seen it going around a bit and I thought it would be fun, so that's what we're doing today. This was created by Princess of Paperback. There are a list of questions, like a normal tag. We're just going to get into it. Number 1 is laying in bed, a book that you could or have finished in a day. I'm going with one that I think I will finish in a day, and that is Ollie Coulter and The Withering World by Rhiannon Williams. This is the third book in this series, and I'm just super excited about it. I read the second one in the space of a couple of hours. This is a fantasy middle grade and I just really love it. Number 2 is Snacking, a guilty pleasure book. I don't like the term guilty pleasure because I think you should read whatever you want. So for this I just picked a book that I know is going to make me happy. And I went with To Pleasure a Prince by Sabrina Jeffries. This is a historical romance and it's one of my favourite genres to read, and I just know that it's going to make me really happy. And yeah, put a little smutty tab in there. I think he's wearing pants, like I'm not sure because they're very close to the colour of skin, but super excited for this one. Number 3 is Netflix, which is a series that you want to start, and I'm going with the Icefall series by Amy Coffin. The Elementals series is the actual name. I've seen lots of advertising for the third book because I believe it's coming out, I want to say in June. And yes, I haven't started this series, but I'm very excited to. Again, middle grade fantasy. Can you guys tell what my favourite genres are? I don't know that it's clear. Next is Deep Clean, which is something that I probably should have spent self-isolation doing, but didn't or haven't yet. And that is a book that's been on your TBR for ages, which I guess I kind of have done because I have been reading them and unhauling books. But I picked up The Hades Daughter by Sarah Douglas. This has been on my TBR since about 2012, and it's like almost 750 pages long, and I have never tried to pick it up in all that time. But I am really interested in it because obviously it has to do with Greek mythology. I'm not quite sure what level, but it says an epic spanning 3,000 years and the history of one of the world's greatest cities, London. And I love London. I love Greek mythology. I'm reading the back and this actually kind of sounds awesome. There's a mention of Artemis and Minotaur and the Labyrinth and Western Europe into a storm of darkness. It just sounds cool. Maybe I'm going to pick this up now. Animal Crossing is a book that you've picked up recently because of hype. I couldn't really think of anything that I picked up because of the hype. I feel like I either read the hyped books like immediately because I want to know, or I just don't read them at all. So I went with The Novice by Taryn Matharu because I did buy this one because of the reviews. Like, I had heard about this and I got to see this author speak way back in 2015 at Yelk, and And yeah, so I had that in my mind, but I had also thought that this didn't have very many good reviews. Like, I just had it in my head that people were giving it like 3 stars, and while that's a totally fun rating, I was like, eh. And then I looked it up because I was looking for something with a buy 2 get 1 half price sale, and this was one of the books on that list that I didn't own, and it actually has really good reviews. So that kind of, I was already like mildly interested in this, but yeah, that pushed me over the edge. Productivity book. This one does make sense. Book you learned or had an impact on you. I'm going with a book that taught you something. And I'm going with Seeing Ourselves, Women's Self-Portraits by Frances Borzello. As you can see, I am actually in the process of reading this. I was reading it like every day pretty solidly, and then I'm actually doing an assignment right now about self-portraits, so I was kind of using it for that, and I didn't want to keep reading because I already had 3 artists to talk about, and I can't fit any more in there. And I just know that, like, I started reading this and like all the artists I wanted to do changed because they all sounded amazing. So by the time this video goes up, I've submitted that assignment, and hopefully I will be finishing this off. But this was really, really educational, but in an interesting way. These cars are really loud today. Yeah, it's really interestingly written. It's not at all dull or boring or dense. It's actually kind of funny in parts, and I really enjoyed it. And I think I will end up, I mean, unless something drastic happens, I think I'm going to end up loving it. Next one is Facetime, a book you were gifted. I don't get a lot of books as gifts. I don't know about you guys, but my family don't read, so they're terrified to buy me books. But I wanted to mention this little one here because this, I guess, wasn't really so much of a gift as it was kind of like, I guess it was like it was given to me. This is the poems of Robert Burns, who was a Scottish poet, and this is a book that my grandfather got at the end of the war, or the end of his military service, which was a little bit after the end of the war. But he got it from some friends in Scotland who left him a little note in here, which is the Aberdeen motto. And my pa was stationed in Paris for a while, so it says Bon Accord, which is French, of course, and it says happy to meet you, sorry to part, happy to meet again, which is apparently the Aberdeen motto. But then it also has this on the next page, this incredible little note to a corporal, I believe it's George, it says GEO and the dots, so I'm going to say George, Colette, and it's from what looks to be Mary something, but it's from March 14th, 1918, and it was also in a town that I cannot read in Scotland. But while I tried to read this, and it's like very complicated and I didn't really enjoy it, it is kind of special to me because not only is a gift from my pa, who was an incredibly important person in my life, but it's also kind of got that little bit of history there. So yeah, I thought I'd mention that. I kind of wanted to do a video about that and some other really sentimental books that I have on my shelves, but I just haven't got around to it yet, so maybe I will do that in June. Anyway, next up is self-care, which is, what is one thing you've done for yourself recently? I'm really, really bad at self-care. Like, really bad. Like, really, really bad. So this was actually difficult to come up with something, but going very down the personal road here, I started therapy again because I have a lot of anxiety and I have a lot of previous trauma that I have never dealt with. So that was my thing for isolation. Also, I am worried that or even I guess now that we're allowed to kind of go back out again here in Melbourne, that I just won't, because the world is a scary place and it's safe in here with my cat and nothing else. So yes, that's super personal, and I don't usually talk about that stuff because I'm not good at sharing things about myself either. But there you go. And then finally we have a bonus question, which is to name a book that's coming out soon, and I have a couple that I wanted to talk about, but I'm just gonna go with this one because otherwise we'll be here forever. But I wanted to talk about Mexican Gothic by Silvia Moreno Garcia. I apologize if I said that wrong. This is basically being pitched as like an updated Mexican version of Rebecca and Jane Eyre, and just like mixed all together, 1950s, set in Mexico, and it just sounds incredible. Like that's basically kind of the perfect book for me. Like all they'd have to throw in would be like some cats and like some disability representation, and that would be excellent. So I'm super excited. This one comes out at the end of June. I believe that's still the date. But yes, I'm super excited for it. And yeah, that's this tag. I hope you're all doing super well. On that note, I'm not gonna tag anyone because I'm the worst at remembering who has done tags, and I'm also really bad at doing the tags that people actually tag me in. So yes. But I will see you all on Monday. I believe this is going up on Friday. And I think I'm going to be doing my book haul. I might be doing my wrap up. I don't know. We'll find out together on Monday. Thanks for watching. Bye.